A Charlotte banker and mother of triplets used COVID to launch a whole new career in her 50s. She's now a published author with a very specific focus. And WCNC Charlotte's Michelle Bowden has her story in tonight's Where's the Money?
She was born here in Charlotte and is all about female empowerment. She says this was about showing herself and her kids that even after a successful first chapter, it's never too late to follow your passion.
I decided to try my hand at fiction writing.
Meredith Ritchie is a banker at Wells Fargo and mother of college-age triplets, and now a published author. COVID was the kick in the butt she needed to finish the project she'd always had on the back burner.
I decided something good needs to happen out of this, and it would be really cool if my kids saw me do it. Saw me write it.
So at 51, she embarked on a new career, finishing the book she'd started years before, while still working full-time at the bank and dealing with 3 college kids suddenly back at home.
So COVID was rather productive for you.
Well, I just became really stubborn about, because my kids were losing out on their college experience. That felt like everything was globally just falling apart. And I just became stubborn about having a routine and doing something and writing this thing and typing out the end. At the end of all this.
Poster Girls is a fictional story based on real historical events with strong women at its core.
I stumbled upon this kind of piece of forgotten history of Charlotte. The U.S. war machine came in 1942 and built a 2,200 acre facility, and it employed 1 out of 10 Charlotteans for 2.5 years. And then the Japanese surrendered and they were fired that same day.
Most of the employees were women, and now fans of the newly published book are posting pictures of themselves dressed as the female empowerment icon Rosie the Riveter from the World War II era.
It feels great. It felt like very surreal.
Ritchie is especially proud of her own second chapter.
I love it. I never planned to have triplets, before I was 30. Before they left, the whole time I was raising them, I was like, okay, well, everything has to be on pause. And, I think I finished my MBA 4 months pregnant with them. But I always said, I'm going to be young enough when they leave that if I want to, carve out a brand new life, I can.
Now that she has, it's sometimes hard to believe.
I would, stop and look around like, am I really doing this? Okay, let's take the next step.
The triplets are back at college. Ritchie is back working as a banker at Wells Fargo, but she is also now working on her second book, another story about female empowerment. Reporting in Charlotte, Michelle Bowden, WCNC Charlotte.